Hi, welcome to the question and answers live stream. And I'm going to be channeling Archangel Raphael and answering questions that people put in the live chat. To start with, is it okay to drink alcohol in moderation? So I'm just going to let Archangel Raphael come through and answer. And just to say, any questions you ask, don't ask anything too personal. Ask questions that will be relevant to more than just yourself. So yeah, you can ask questions which are of personal interest to you, obviously, but ones which are sort of universally of universal interest as well. Okay, so I'll just start. I would like you to know that I am going to be answering everything that is asked in this live stream. However, I would like you to know that when I am answering questions, what I'm doing, in fact, is giving you the right information so that you can then make up your own mind based on what you know as well. So, what I will say is that anything I ask you is given in this spirit. Anything that I answer is, in one way or another, given to enhance your understanding, your current understanding, based on your own experience of life. I will start. What I see is that when you drink alcohol, it is about using substances in order to enhance your state. So, whatever you are feeling inside will be enhanced by this. What I see is that for some people, it is a way of coping with life, literally drowning out sorrows and enhancing happiness that they feel inside. I would like you to know that it is important to be very conscious when you are consuming substances. Feel into the reason why you are consuming them. So sometimes you will feel that you are drinking alcohol in order to join in with the festive spirit, to feel in one way or another a part of the crowd and to enjoy life with others. But occasionally there will be undercurrents of energies within you, of wanting to forget about your sorrows, wanting to escape from life. What I will say is that alcohol consumed in the spirit of wanting to enhance your state and be in a more festive spirit is really okay. It is really okay because it is a way of feeling a part of something. It is a way of feeling in one way or another more in the spirit in a certain kind of way. However, it is also something to be taken with a sense that you are doing it for this reason and not for any other reason. And when you are drinking because you are trying to forget about your problems, when you are doing it for the wrong reasons, then this will always have consequences. I also would like you to know that moderation is seen as a way of preventing you from relying on alcohol to raise your spirits. Remember that when you are doing something in moderation, it is with an awareness of what you are doing and why you are doing it, and only doing it to the extent that you need in order to feel elevated, in order to feel something. And after this, there is no need to consume more, because what I see is that the body does struggle to assimilate it. It does struggle. So perhaps a glass or two is okay. But more than this really does put the body under strain. That is what I see. However, what I would also like you to know is that if you are able to avoid alcohol altogether, then this is even better, because it is possible to feel part of something without drinking. it is possible to feel in an enhanced state of joy and happiness by simply putting your intention into it. However, we have no objection if you wish to have a glass or two of something occasionally when you are part of something that is celebrating an occasion and a happening of some kind or another. That is all. So, yeah, the next question I'm going to answer is about healing deep trauma. Yeah, I'll let Raphael speak on that. I would like you to know that deep trauma is very much to do with something that has happened that was not able to be processed at the time. It is important to recognize that trauma healing is not necessarily about revisiting the trauma. It is about being with the emotion in the body that was not able to be processed. So, what I will say is that the best way to do this is to be present in your body, to come away from the mind and become very present. Be with what you are feeling. And then, if you are feeling that you need to go deeper and actually recall what has created the excess emotion in you, then it is okay. But you will feel whether you need to do this or not. And for some people, it is a very important part of healing deep trauma to go there and recall what has happened. Another way it is possible to heal deep trauma is to get a sense of the theme of it. So instead of actually recalling what happened, get a sense of what the theme is of it, such as feeling that others are imposing their energy on you, or feeling perhaps that you are wrongfully accused of something and made to pay. It is good for you to know that as you get a sense of what the trauma is about, the theme of it, you are able to work with that energy and clear it. We sometimes do clearings on people where what we do is we get to the theme of something or the root of it on one level, and then we clear it from every single level that it exists on. This is an extremely good way of clearing trauma, but also it is important to be very grounded in your body as this is being done, because whatever you have experienced that you have not fully processed will be somewhere in your body. And by being grounded, you are able to allow the energy to move fully out of your system. I have one more message about trauma and healing it. It is something that happens automatically over time, because where you have been traumatized, you will find that part of your life does not flow properly. So you will automatically process the trauma as you move forwards with life. However, it is good to go to the trauma in a targeted way, because then you are able to move forwards much more quickly. For some people, this is in fact the only way, because the trauma is so deep that they really do have to target it and go for it in terms of clearing it in order to move forwards at all. However, for a lot of people who are carrying trauma, they are able to clear it as they go forwards in life. They will find that occasionally they will have to completely stop and be with their pain, and then they go forwards again, and then stop again as the pain comes up. And over time, the trauma is cleansed from their system. That is not necessarily the fastest way, but it is the way most people tend to do it. That is all. Okay, so the next question is how effective is Ho'oponopono when said about things like pharmaceuticals and banks? I would like you to know that what we see is that it is an extremely effective practice, and in fact, you can apply it to absolutely everything. But what I will say is that when you apply it to things which are larger than yourself alone, it takes a lot longer. Because what I see is where you are karmically involved with someone or something, there is a tie between you and that person or that situation. And then when you apply this to it, it automatically clears something because you are tied to it in one way or another. The more distant someone or something is from you personally, the less affected you are by it. Then it takes a lot longer. You have to do a lot more because you are not connected to it on a deep level. So, the deeper your connection to something, so if you are, say, working in the banking industry, then when you do such a practice, it is more effective than someone who is not involved in this. What I will say is that sometimes people deliberately choose to go into quite dark places in order to transform something, because really this is the quickest way to do it. So I would like you to know that some people who work in pharmaceuticals and the banking industries come in order to transform something from the inside, to be completely connected to this energy and then bring light into it. I would also like you to know that sometimes we guide you to look after yourselves and your own life rather than to get involved with these things. Because what I see is that for some of you, it really is not part of your path. There is not enough connection between you and these things for you to be an effective conduit of source light in order to transform it. That is all. Okay, so the next question's about the energy of prayer, um, and how to increase its effectiveness. I would like you to know that prayer is an extremely powerful way of transforming a situation that you are connected to. However, what I see is that when most people pray, they do it in an absent minded way. What I will say is the most effective way of praying is to really attune to the situation or person, to go as deep as you can into your feeling sense, and then from this place to be very authentically grounded in how you actually feel about the situation or person. So when it comes to a person with ill health, as you pray, you will feel their need, you will feel their pain, and then from this place, you are able to ask for them to receive what they need on every level of their being. Or if you are praying about a situation, to really feel it in as much depth and colour as you can. And then from this place of feeling, to pray for the resolution of the situation, for harmony and oneness and balance to be restored. So the more you feel inside and come from this place in prayer, the more powerful the prayer is. Because prayer is all about feeling something from the inside and then putting your focused intention on asking sincerely for the universe to bring oneness, harmony, peace, wellness, whatever it is that you would like to see it is good for you to also know that prayer is very similar to really focusing and seeing good things happen. It is a similar energy. So you can do either. You can see someone and see them looking well, being well on every level of their lives, or you can pray and ask for this to be done. It is the same thing. That is all. Okay. How can archangels help us in our everyday lives? I would like you to know that we are not necessarily able to do everything for you. However, the more you call us in, the more we can do. In fact, I will go as far as to say that we can change every aspect of your life, but it is not necessarily by us doing it ourselves. What we can do is open doorways within you so that you are able to access more of your own personal energy and access more of your own source light connection. We are also able to open doorways for you in other ways. We are able to help you have your needs met by people around you. We are able to give them the right information so they are able to help you. We are able to also change other things in and around you, change how you feel about your life and yourself, give you more information so that you know what you are doing and can make better decisions. We are able to elevate you generally in your day to day lives, give you healing when you need it, whether it is physical, emotional, or on any other level, to bring balance and harmony to you. But most of all, what we are really able to do for you is give you what you need in terms of helping you to feel that you have the energy within you to go forwards. So sometimes what we do is give you a big burst of energy, light energy, that really helps you to feel that you have what you need to keep going. It gives you additional inspiration from source. It gives you a good energy that people feel that they want to be around. It gives you something else altogether, another quality about you that is more than the earth itself, that is very much about something that is transcending the earth, elevated. And through this, you keep moving forwards, even in the most difficult circumstances. So, what I will say is that this is one of the most precious things we can give you. We can give you motivation, incentive through the energy that we feed you to keep going. So that in this way, whatever we cannot do for you in a very practical way, it automatically comes to you because your energy is elevated. It is able to attract what it needs for itself. Sometimes what happens to people in life is that they become so low, they stop attracting what they need. And this is what we really specialize in, making sure that people can keep attracting what they need to keep going and feel well. That is all. Okay, so the next one is how can ascended masters have their attention on thousands of people and subjects at once? I would like you to know that the answer to this is quite simple, that in the realm we live in, there is no such thing as space and time in the way that you experience it. So we can be in many places at once. But in fact, there is something else I would like you to know, and that is when it comes to archangels, we are in fact made up of many, many beings. So I, Raphael, have many, many, many parts to me, and we are all one with each other. We are absolutely one. And I am, in fact, made up of many parts, all come together as one. So there is a part that is speaking through this channel, a part of me, and another part of me that is around other people, and another part that is around someone else. And so each person has a little part of me around them, and we are all in one way or another communicating with each other, one with each other. So it is possible for me to be in many places at once. I hope this makes sense. So, what I will say is that it is both of these things. It is that we do not experience time and space in the same way as you do. But also, it is like this that for us, the archangels, literally, we are made up of many parts as well. What I would like you to know is that ascended masters are quite similar as well, that fragments, different fragments, can be around different people, and they are all one with each other. So if you are communicating with Katumi, a fragment of Katumi may speak to someone. However, that fragment is at one with all the other parts of Katumi, so they are one being. But I would like you to also know that in the spirit realm, it is like this, that one being can be in many places at the same time. That is all. Okay, so this one is, do you lose individuality when ascending? What I will say about this is that as you ascend, you do not lose individuality, but what tends to happen is that you become more surrendered to the flow of life, to the oneness and grace. So, on one level, you are able to easily let go of your own opinion and feeling and be in the flow of life and know that what you feel in a way that is your own life experience. You are able to automatically feel is included in the oneness that you receive in the flow of life. However, what I would like you to know is that on an individual level, you do actually have deeper feelings than you do when you are not as much in your spirit, in the part of you that is connecting to source. So, on one level, you will feel things on a deeper level. You will have more experience of life in a feeling way and get deeper feelings about things you are doing and things you would like to do or things you shouldn't do. So, on one level, you become more in one way or another strongly defined in what you like to do and what you don't like to do, in what you would like to do with your life generally. And on another level, you find it easier to let go to the flow of life, to the oneness. So it is a bit of a paradox. You will, on one level, come across as a stronger being, someone who is more aware of what is going on, more aware of what they need to do in any one moment. And on another level, you will be more surrendered to the flow. And this paradox will not cease to be, because what we see is that this is one of the paradoxes of life, that the more you grow in yourself, the more you are able to see clearly what is what, and at the same time, the more you are able to also let go. That is all. Okay, the next question is, who then decides what needs to be done? I would like you to know that what I see is that what needs to be done in life is ultimately governed by something higher. So when you are surrendered to the flow of life, whatever you feel is taken into account, and then you let go, and then it is in one way or another determined by something else altogether, something that has taken into account everything else as well. So, what I will say is that life is, in one way or another, decided by everybody. It is decided by the sum total of what everybody feels and experiences when they are in the light. And then at the same time, what also happens is that something else comes in, something unknown to all of you, that has everything else also taken into account. It is good for you to know that life is a combination of the known and unknown. So everybody on the earth plane has an experience of life and a feeling in any particular moment. But then also there is the unknown element, the part that is in one way or another beyond all creation. And this also has a part to play. It is like another kind of energy that is there, that comes in and also plays a part. It is good for you to know that the whole universe is very vast and expansive, and there are many different beings who exist. So, what you are really doing is taking into account everything that you know of, everything else that exists. And then beyond that, there is something as well. That is the best way I can put it. Okay, and the next one is how to ensure your needs are met when there are blocks to receiving, for instance. What I will say about this is the best way to ensure your needs are met when you have blocks to receiving is to consistently keep asking for what you need. Because where you are blocked, the universe is not able to feel your need easily. So in this case, you must feel your needs by going inwards through meditation and then ask for what you need. When you are fully in the light, when every part of you is in the light, it will not be necessary to ask anymore, because all of you will be, in one way or another, communicating with the light of oneness. But whilst you are still separated from the light in some aspects of your being, it is necessary for you to consciously go there and feel your needs and ask. What I will say is that prayer really is the way forwards when you are not fully in the light. When you pray, you are bridging the gap between you and Source, and it is a way of also making sure you can stay in the flow of life. When you pray, we also hear you, and then we can come in and help, because we can also be a bridge between your source connection and your earthly self. So we hear your prayers and we come in to help you, to bring you what you need. So, what you cannot do for yourselves, we come in and do for you. Remember, the more you ask, the more we can do to help you. And we do not expect you to be fully, in one way or another, merged with Source yet. It takes time to get there. And in the meantime, we will always be there helping you. And after this, we will also be there for you, helping you to be more effective, to do even more on the earth, to be of service. That is all. Okay, yeah, yeah, I've just coming to an end now. So thank you everyone for listening. And yeah, the next one's going to be in 2 weeks' time, at the same time. So yeah, thank you. Um,